best show in Africa is ongoing and we are on open mic. Hashtag Ifikie Wazazi is our conversation we are having tonight. By the way, nataka kujua kama hii kitu ilikuwa viral vinoma na definitely tunataka kuona kama ilifika coast. Na kuna watu hapa hivi wanoma sana wanakuwa hapa hivi kunisaidia kuendelea na hii conversation. Nelan is right here with us and we want to know, is this thing affecting you or did it affect you the same way it affects Nairobi?
Oh yes. Yeah, it's really affected us, especially when we know that we have parents, but we feel like hatuna wazazi tena. They come at home, they're all busy. We didn't see them the whole day. So inaleta discharge atukui na ile social na maparents wetu like before. So we feel like tumetupwa or we feel like we are useless. So we better do something else without them knowing.
So what wame decide kuendea photography? Do you think photography has been spoiled in that imepelekwa kwa level nyingine yenye inafanya ni kama youth wako idle, wako lazy and that's why they are doing all these things?
Yeah, sure. Photography imekuwa abused. Kuna hizi stories za vlog, bloggers, kila mtu sahi anayekuwa anataka kuwa blogger. Sasa unaona wanapiga photography lakini wana abuse ile namna na kupiga ile picha. Unaona anaanza kucheki watu wakifanya starehe zao wakianza kupiga mapicha na nini. Hiyo ndio abusing of photography.
Kuna kitu moja Nelan amesema the absence of parents inafanya the youth wanaanza kufanya vitu vingine, wana discover other things to do. And I want to find out, Jerry, talk to me and tell me unafilaje kuhusu history? Unafeel the absence of the parents ndio inafanya history yote inakuwa hivi ama?
No, I don't think it's fair to blame our lack of same manners or morals on parents. So I think it's just lashing out. Hawa ni vijana tu walikuwa idle. And to me, because whoever put the pictures on the internet, I don't know if he made a living out of it or was advertising himself. But to me, it's like he took advantage of minors. You don't go for kids, sorry for calling them kids, but if you don't have an ID, wewe ni minor. Na mtu yote anapiga minor picha hata mwambie shika nini. I think I put the blame squarely and entirely on the photographer. And I think action should be taken against him. But parents, on the other hand also, I think it's only fair also for them to take up their roles as parents. And it's not that they are not there, but they need to be felt. Because that hashtag itself, Ifikie Wazazi, it's like they don't know what their kids are doing. So as a parent, it's very important for you to know what your kid is doing anytime and at all times. Yes.
Mimi naweza penda kujua kitu moja. Now that photography is one of the best hobbies right now, do you think it's now a career to venture into ama wase walenge historia ya kuventure into photography because sasa imespoil biz ama unaonaje?
Siwezi sema imespoil biz as such because everything inakuanga na obstacle yake. Let's just say it's one thing that went wrong. So bado people can venture into the profession na bado wafanye photography professionally in a way in portray good things na kama a source of income, yeah.
Kuna kitu moja nimeona Diamond ameshikwa kule Tanzania na ameshikwa because of nudity and obscenity. Do you think our celebrities pia wana play a big role in spreading all this culture of nudity and obscenity?
Definitely yes, because unapata youth ama unapata kijana, his team Wasafi, his team Diamond. Obvious anamuona kama role model, kama vile naweza muona role model someone else pia naweza muona Diamond is a good role model. So he's young, his mind is still young, so unapata si acha ningare kama Diamond. If I can ngara kama Diamond, why not doing what he's doing? Mona. So I think how I'm a celebrity, they need to sit down with society and they are passing message, they are not abusing the message. Mona, unapata most of the songs squeezes imekuwa you can't even watch with your family ama you can't watch with elder person. Yani unaona it's beyond, yani hawezi kuangalia. Na most of the time unapata zinakuwa played on mat, zinakuwa played on the TVs. Unapata yani youth, they are becoming more attached na issues za wasanii. So wasanii especially, I don't know, I can't say Tanzania or Kenya or wapi, but wasanii, generally wasanii. Yeah. So
papa mimi nataka uniambie serikali, tuanze kuendea serikali kwanza, tuanzie manyumbani. Where do we find the solution first? Because we want to get a solution. Yashafanyika, yamemwagika, hayazoleki. Tufanye namna gani ili ku make sure that everything that we do from now henceforth itaweza kusaidia some of the people wenye wamekuwa involved in such cases.
To my opinion, nafikiri solution inaanzia pale nyumbani. Unaona siku hizi hata watoto wadogo pia, mtoto hajafika miaka 3, 2 anapewa simu, anaweza kuingia kwa YouTube, anaweza fungua YouTube, anatafuta Diamond, anafungua hizo video zile ambazo anazoziona kwanza hivi sahihi akiwa bado ni mdogo, mpaka anapokuwa pale, unaona atakuwa ameona mangapi ambao kwamba mtoto hafai kuyaona. Alafu pia vile vile I think wazazi wanafaa wachukue ile jukumu la watoto wao. Nafikiri parenting hivi sasa imekuwa very chini kabisa, si kama zamani. Zamani ulikuwa mtoto akikosea, hata jirani pia akiona mtoto wa jirani amekosea, anaweza kumrekebisha, anamchapa ama anamrekebisha, anamkana, ushaona, anamkanya. Na hivi sasa hakuna hiyo issue. Kama viboko vimeondolewa skuli punishments zimepunguzwa, unaona vitu kama hivyo, watoto warekebishike. Mtoto anaweza kustedi na mwalimu, anaweza kupigana na mwalimu. Zamani kulikuwa hakuna vitu kama hivyo. Hususan hapa Mombasa hivi sasa unapata watoto wengi hawaendi maskuli, wanaenda mabaharini, wanaenda kujificha mahali ambapo kwamba ni hawafai kuwa wakati iko wanataka nao wako skuli. I think wazazi wafajirekebisha. Hii #Ifikie Wazazi inafaa iwafikie wazazi kikweli. Wazazi, rudini nyuma, muangalie vile wazazi wenu walivyo raise, na hivi sasa na nyinyi pia mrekebishe ili mpate ku raise watoto wenu kama vile mlivyokuwa raise na wazazi wenu.
Sijakataa Jerry, ishawafikia wazazi, sasa wameshaona maybe through social media ama hivyo. Lakini nataka kujua kitu moja Jerry, wewe kama ungepata maybe one of your family members amekuwa involved kwa jambo kama hili, ungemuadvise, ungemfanyia nini ili kuweza kumrekebisha?
Kwanza, it's very hard because I think I take my responsibility as a brother, as a father, as a son. I know what my roles are, so I always take care of my kid, bro. It might be impossible to know where they are at all times, but at least at times when I get the time, I call them and find out how they're doing. So I think it comes back to personal responsibility. Tusiseme hawa ni watoto hawakuwa wanajua kitu wanafanya. They knew what they were doing. Because hako mwenda wazimu, for them to take those positions, take those pictures, they knew what they were doing. So it's a matter of moral compass and decay in our morality. And I'll go back to the role models, as my colleagues have put it. We don't have people to look up to. Look at the leaders we elect nowadays. I don't want to mention them, but look at the caliber, what they speak, what they say. You see, it is very hard for you to convince someone that you need to speak right, you need to dress right, because now it's a world of free. Everyone now goes, it's my right. We are so opinionated as a country, and we think and we feel that we know everything and we don't need to be told anything. So I think it comes back to you as an individual, because hata ukipata bro yako utamfanya nini kama ashafika hapo? Juu ikifika point ashaeka vitu kwa media ashaeka. Huyo alishaoza. So I think we should come back to ourselves. At least when you sleep at night, pray for wisdom. At least because you'll know how to portray yourself then better. Thank you.
Mimi nataka kujua Makshem, wazazi wako wapi? Because most of the time maybe of course haizi jua njaro zetu, si ni wajanja tu sana. Hiyo ni ukweli. As young people, definitely si ni wajanja. But then, don't you think that economy yetu inafanya wazazi most of the time wako job, hawana time ya ku take care of you, like kukumonitor each and every single time?
Mi kitu naweza sema ni maybe economy it's partly blamed, of which ni kweli, sababu most of the time wazazi wetu wako huko nje, wameshinda kazi the whole day, wanakuja very late hours, so ile time yenye kidogo yenye inakuanga ya parent to child ya kuadvise, kumpea moral direction, hiyo time hatuna tena, because our parents wako busy sana. The time is very minimal ya kuspend na watoto wao. So I think ni hustle. I think tunaweza blame to hustle.
Umesikia, that conversation may have to end here, but then thank you very much Nilan, nakwambia Papa, pia Jerry, and of course Makshem. They've created time to just be here with us. I'll take you back to studio where Zinzi is going to continue this conversation. I'm going to say good night for now, but then hii conversation inaendelea pale social media, #Ifikie Wazazi, #Youth Cafe. Let's continue talking about it. Zinzi?
Wow. Aseli, thank you so much for that. It was fantastic to get to hear from the ground what people in Mombasa think about it. And as Aseli has said, I also have young people here in studio who will get to hear from them. Let me just be very blunt and say that the girls that you're about to meet, who are very confident, did not take part in the specific photos. Their friends did, and hence why they are speaking on their behalf. I also have a great gentleman known as Don Samwanza, who was one of the photographers, right? And he's willing to talk about it and also share his side of the story. So closer to me, if I could just introduce them really quickly. I have Melinda Kira. Don Samwanza, as well as Sharon Wairimu. Guys, thank you so much for being here this evening. First of all, let me begin by asking, do you agree with what was just being discussed right now in Mombasa? You got to hear from a few of the young people in Mombasa. I'll start with you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on 50-50. I agree with what they're saying on the parent side, because parents are the ones, parents are not always there for us. There's some parents who are not always there. And then we live in a competitive world these days. So what I'm trying to give to my family, I'm trying to build my family, it depends with the work that I have these days.
Right.
So the parents that are given jobs outside the country, abroad even, when they leave, wanatuacha tukiwa nyumbani, and how do they expect some of us to live? And I don't agree with them on parents. In the olden days, our parents walizaliwa watu kama 10, 15, and yet the parent was like not always there. Like in my family, there are 10 of them. There are 10 of them. My grandfather was not always there for them.
Yeah.
We can't say that because our parents are not there that we cannot be most
responsible.
Exactly.
Sharon, do you agree that parents are a big problem to this?
Yeah, I totally agree, because if a parent takes time to spend with a child, then they'll teach them some morals, and then they'll not be lured by peer pressure to join in such activities. So I think also parents are so much into this.
Yeah. Donasa, I want to bring you in. I want to rope you into this conversation a little bit. You said that you're one of the photographers.
Yes.
Why do you think that maybe the young photographers were doing this, from the photographer's point of view?
So, as Melinda said, we're living in a competitive world, and so is in our case of photography. I find that social media gave in a big hand for photographers, whereby a photographer has his own page, has his own account on Instagram. So it's like we're competing. I need to have more followers than my other photographer. So what am I going to do so that to become I can use like dope. Like everybody knows that when I just think of some pictures, I just know the account to go in. When I just scroll on that account, I won't get bored. I'll find things that are very interesting. So they want to become better than other photographers. They want to do something unique in their own way, which is not good according to the morals and even according to the standards of photography. So it's just competition. I want to become better than certain photographers.
Speaking of competition, Sharon, do you feel as if it's also the same thing on the girls' side, the model side, the girls who are taking part in the photography? For them, it's also an issue of competition. I want more likes, I want more followers. If Sharon has a cool picture, I want to make sure I have a 10 times better picture.
Yeah, totally. Like, social media is all about competition these days. So when I see my friend doing something, I'll try my best to be unique, to do something that is so unique that maybe they have not yet done, so that I can have more followers, more likes. Like, it's all about social media and competition. Yeah.
Do you think that also maybe the sort of people we look up to is an issue? Like, for example, if I'm looking up to certain celebrities and on their Instagram channels, you know, they're posting nude photos and they're getting over 1 million, you know, double taps. So would you say also that people that we follow or that we look up to has also fed into this issue?
Yeah, I would also agree with that, because one thing, the teenagers are so idle these days. Like, they'll be in social media from morning to evening. So like that's the major thing they'll be doing that particular time. So the celebrities, I think, yeah.
All right. Melinda, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's celebrities, the people we look up to nowadays. Like you see, Yara Shahidi, this one from Wakish.
Yes.
You see the way she dresses and the way she, like her style, like you will see her style on Instagram, the photos she takes, they are on flicks. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get this, I'm going to take these photos, and I'm going to be, I'm trying to imitate her. It's in, as much as we say, some teens are not that, let me use the word stupid, they're not that stupid to use, to imitate someone else, but it's okay. It's fashion. Why shouldn't I try it?
It's
too?
what's on the market. It's cool.
Exactly. And photographers, not everyone is a photographer. I'm sorry to say, not everyone who has a camera is a photographer. Photography needs some skills. I just can't carry a camera today, then I'm bragging on Instagram that, yeah, guys, look, I'm a photographer. I'm labeling myself out there. It's market.
Donasa, you're a photographer. Do you agree with her?
Yes, it's true. Actually, that came to be a major issue because recently, a few years back, photographers were. It was a skill that was taken off. It was very essential. You could just find anybody doing photography out there. But then it came that the youth now have money. Everybody can buy a camera for 30,000, 20,000. And I'm like, hey, look, I can do photography. Let's meet up in town on a Sunday evening. Then just go see, okay, since he's just doing it for the money, to get instant money, he'll just take the photos.
Do you feel as if the people who are taking the pictures, the photographers, have gone to spoil a name for actual professional photographers?
Yes.
What do they say when you ask them that? Don't you not feel like, guys, we have now destroyed the reputation of what photography is? What do they say?
Okay, actually, it has been a very disturbing topic, because the moral photographers and like the professional photographers, they use the streets to take pictures that are not immoral, just for their own benefit, to improve their skill. Some even have models. They go down during the weekends, but no, the youth came in now since they have cameras.
Yeah.
We have like 4 cameras in our squad, so let's just go to town and just take pictures. So since they don't care, they just do it for the publicity, for the fame, for the fun. They don't care the type of pictures that they take.
Sharon, behind the scenes, do you think that your friends, the ones who participated in the photos, do you feel as if it could also come from having low self-esteem?
Yeah, like if I'm in social media and I don't have likes, I'll do everything. I'll do what it takes to get those to get to the ultimate number, to get more likes. So I'll do everything. Then again, about the photographers, some of them do it as a hustle. Like siku hizi wazazi wametuachilia, we look for money ourselves. So I'll buy a camera and then I'll do that as a hustle. So I won't mind what kind of pictures I'll take as long as I'm hustling.
As long as you're hustling.
Yeah.
Speaking of hustling, Melinda, money. Behind the scenes, we were talking about the issue that parents give way too much money to their kids as weekly stipends. Like you were mentioning to me, there's one friend of yours who gets 5,000 daily.
Yeah, 5,000
So money is also an issue. The parents are giving way too much money.
Yeah, what is the money for if I'm not doing something useful with it? If you give me money, let's say my mom goes and works outside the country, then I've been raised with good morals, and she has just left me with something less than 2,000 shillings. Then she's like, Melinda, you have to deal with this amount of money. You're with your twin sister, and you have to work with it. I'll work with it because I know how I will ration the money so that I can be using it. But someone who has been raised in a family where the parents are always in and out, in and out, in and out, so I'm asking for, because I know my mom is not always there, my dad is not always there, so why do I care why do they care if I ask for money? So I just ask for money, they give me money. So when you wake up in the morning, then you're like, Melinda, where does that camera come from? You have given me money, so why are you asking me where the cameras come from? I know we are people who have been raised with the ability of saving. So now we always assume ourselves as business people. So we start saving, we save. And plus, you see, before now the touch screens came into market. They were not affordable. You're not someone, if you buy a touch screen, it was like, wow.
You've made it.
Yeah. So now if cameras have been reduced to that level of anyone can buy, let me buy.
Donasa, what would you feel, what would you do if one of the pictures that was going viral online was your small sister or your brother who was, reaching out or reaching in? What would you have done if you saw those photos?
Well, okay, I think you can even just beat your small sister up because you see, once you're a youth, with that ability to think, nazoona lakini yenyewe kusema ukweli hiki tu si poa. Ulikuwa wewe kufanya nini?
Were the photographers thinking like that, kama ingekuwa sister yangu ama brother yangu anafanya hivyo?
No, the photographers don't care. Mi bora amelipwa because hiyo yote ndio kitu wanaendea town.
And they're being paid from the girls and the boys taking part?
Yes. They
and the money is coming from the parents. Yeah. So it's like it's an entire circle.
An entire circle.
Sharon, what would you have done if you found your small sister or your brother in part of those photos?
I'd also do the same, like beat them up. Then, you know, it's already on social media. It's already posted, so I can't do anything, but then I'll be so mad.
What's the solution?
Okay, now solutions can be about the parents. The parents shouldn't give their children a lot of money, like they should limit that. Then about low self-esteem, like people should not have low self-esteem on such things, like social media is not life.
Yeah.
So it's not even a must for you to be in social media in the first place. Yeah, so.
Donasa, what do you think is a solution, especially for photographers?
I think they should start taking photography seriously and know if I know I want to be a photographer, mbona nataka kufanya photography? Do I just want to do it for the fun? Ama is it something that is inside me? Then identify the type of photography that you want to do. You can be an architect photographer. You can be taking pictures of maybe the city in Nairobi.
Yeah.
You can be taking models specifically. You can be an event photographer. So inafaa tu ujijue tu. And then as a photographer, you should also be responsible for the shoots that you're going to take. Not that you go to shoots, you find the youth that are immoral. They want this. Na ajua wamekulipa, inabidi tu nawapiga. No, it also starts with you.
If a few girls came to you and asked you to take a photo right now after this whole Ifikie Wazazi happened, what would you now do?
Those type of pictures?
Yes, those nudity photos.
No, I can't accept.
You won't accept?
I won't accept.
Okay, Melinda, for you, what do you think one of the solutions should be?
One of the solutions is we stop emulating Western country culture. You know, when they call, let me just go back, Kiasi. You know, when we were colonized by these Western countries, you know, they came in with their own traditions, and ideologies and all that. But now we're taking, how can you tell a child, if you've done something wrong, there is the punishment corner, you sit there for like, I don't know, how many minutes? Just go back to our African roots, embrace our roots.
Where we were beaten.
Beaten, slippers, muiko, nini, everything. Anything that comes at hand, unarushiwa.
But now these kids say that, you know, you're depriving me of my human rights. Why are you beating me? I'm going to call the police.
Human. Okay, how did our parents survive? First things first, how did our parents survive? Now walichapwa and all that went through, slippers, nini, anything that comes at hand. After that, tunaambiwa pole, nini, makosa yako nilikuwa napiga sio wewe.
Right.
Exactly.
But I don't think even beating can solve the issue. Because if you look at these people who you're talking about, are not wakubwa, others are even out of high school, others are in Form 4, Form 3, unajua tu venye wanakuanga vichwa ngumu. So you're like,
wewe niambie wanakuanga watu vichwa ngumu?
Yeah. If someone can go and take such a photo, what do you think in the house mzazi anaweza mwambia kitu? So I think beating is not going to be a solution, but identity crisis.
Okay, I like that. Identity crisis.
You should know yourself. Know nikipiga picha kama hii inanisaidia na nini kwa maisha yangu. And also know what's the thing that I'm supposed to be focusing on right now in life. Is it just going for shoots every weekend, take those photos? But also parents should even talk to their young ones, ongea nao, jua where they are, wanafanya nini at a certain time. Kama umeenda picha, wanaenda kupiga picha za aina gani, wanaenda kupigwa na nani.
All right. Yes. Donansa, Melinda, and Sharon, thank you guys so much for having the courage to come today and just be the mouthpiece of the other young people outside there. All right, so thank you so much. That conversation now brings us to an end here in Youth Cafe. What I would love to do is I would love to leave you with Person of the Week. This time round, Aseli decided to choose Kendrick Lamar, who got an award, the Pulitzer Award. He was the first rapper, but also the very first person who was not a jazz or artist musician, all right? So we'll leave you with that. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow morning on Weekend Express. Bye-bye.